Growegy Smart Due Dates is a feature that allows you to automatically update the due date of a task when you reschedule your program. With this feature, you can assign due dates based on the start date or the end date of your program. When you move the program to different days, the due dates of the associated tasks will automatically be adjusted accordingly. This ensures that you stay organized and never miss a deadline as your program schedule changes. It's also a great tool to use with your templates. You can set up automatic due dates when you have a specific event that is scheduled, such as client contact or outreach based off of an interest form you may have received from your website, or doing outreach if you're doing cold calls or anything like that. You can go ahead and set up your template with all of those smart due dates. So that way, when you schedule that template, those due dates will automatically be put into the system and you'll never miss a follow-up date again. I'm going to walk you through how to do this. We're going to get started in Growegy.com. Once you're in the system, you're going to make sure you're in the planning feature over here on this left-hand panel. And under the planning feature, you want to make sure you click into the calendar tab. From the calendar tab, you can go ahead and start your program by clicking that yellow plus sign and clicking program. Once your program card comes up, it's going to look just like this. You can go ahead and fill out your type and your title, the owner, the status, the campaign if you've set one up. But what we're going to focus on today are going to be the dates. We're going to have our start date in this first box here and our end date in the second box over here. Once we have those set, all of our smart due dates will be generated based off of that start date or the end date, depending on what we indicate during the smart due date setup. Down at the bottom, we do have our task list filled out already. So all we have to do is start adding in those due dates. I'm going to click in the date section and you'll see you have your option here to click for the dates, but down at the bottom, it says smart due date. All we have to do is slide that toggle over to be able to use that option. And once that's there, we can go ahead and say for this first one, enter client information into the system for tracking. We typically want to do this the same day we receive that client interest form. So for this one, we can put the amount of days here. The second one's going to indicate before, on, or after. And the last one indicates the end date or the start date to tell it what to calculate from. For this one, we're going to say on start date, and we're going to set that. So it automatically entered in December 2nd for us. The second one is for initial contact attempted with client. For this one, we typically want to do this within that first 24 hours. So again, I'm going to come into here. I'm going to slide over the toggle for smart due dates. I'm going to go ahead and say 1 day after the start date. And we're going to set that. It automatically entered in the date again. And then that last one's going to be for email follow-up with the client after the sale. We want to make sure we reach out, that client satisfaction is as high as possible, and maybe even ask for a review. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and enter in that smart due date again. But for this one, I'm going to do this 7 days after our end date. We want to give them time to decide if they enjoyed our product or service. We'll go ahead and click set for this one now. And now these are all entered into here. You can see the dates are automatically generated. And if I move my start date, it's going to automatically move my dates for me that are associated with the smart date. Same thing with the end date. If I move that out, it automatically moves us from the 23rd to the 27th. Now, when I save this program, you're going to see that over here in December. Now I can also drag and drop and it'll automatically move those dates for me that way as well. You can use this for your templates as well to ensure you never miss a follow-up date again. To get started with your templates, you're just going to go over to the unscheduled section to the right of your calendar, and you're going to select the template you'd like to set the smart due dates up for. If you don't know how to set up templates or you don't have any yet, please watch our tutorial on templates. I'm going to go ahead and go forward with the cold call outreach template I have set up down here. For this one, what I'm going to do is set up the smart due dates first, just like this. So I have my task list already created here. So this is ready to go when I need to schedule it. And then I'm going to set up those smart due dates for each of these tasks. Now you don't have to set them for all of the tasks. You can still manually enter in your due dates. But for this particular outreach, it was really easy to set up those automatic dates. Now, once I've got my smart due dates set up, I'm going to go ahead and click Save Program, and it'll save those rules to my template. When I'm ready to schedule that template the next time, I'm going to go ahead and make a copy. I'm going to make my changes to the template. I can update the title, add in my details, but then I'm going to go ahead and change this from unscheduled to schedule, and watch this first due date here. It automatically updates the due date for me. Now I'm going to go ahead and move this to start on January 1st, and we're going to go through January 31st. And you can see all of the due dates were automatically generated for me for this particular outreach. I can go ahead and click Add Program, and then all my due dates are in the calendar. Now, if you do need any assistance with this, of course, you have access to your account manager, and we also have our support desk under the Help section. We have tutorials listed here for you as well.